Evening, YouTubers. Well, we had a bit of an event today, didn't we? It was a bit unusual, but we had a bit of an event, something that comes around only every, well, it seems 2 years now. And I think some of you might know what I'm talking about. Let me bring it across. Oh, got a bit of bugginess there, but no big deal. And a bit of slowness from there. Let's go to distrowatch.com. And I wouldn't mind betting this is big news. Yes, Debian. After 24 months of constant development, the Debian project is proud to present its new stable version 6.0. Basically, it's a free operating system. The kernel is now completely free, which means no binary blob firmware there. They're also introducing the GNU/K3BSD, FreeBSD there, which is a kernel of FreeBSD incorporated with the GNU userland or Debian userland as well. So I wonder if it's actually had an increase in hits. Debian, yes, we can see there's an increase in hits there, although I mean it's the fourth most popular distro. Of course, Ubuntu based on it, and Mint, and apparently a whole host of other distributions out there that are either directly or indirectly based on Debian. I know that even some of the manuals, for example in Gentoo, are those manuals which are provided by the Debian team, where those manuals will otherwise be unavailable because they're not written or no poor documentation. Anyway, as we know, or we should know, Debian is well known for its stability, robustness of packages, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to gasbag about it. We think we can go and do Wikipedia and all that till, I don't know, till the cows come home. But the point of it is, don't worry about that. That's going to stuff up. Good. They're just waiting for Oracle VirtualBox to start up, which is the OSE version that I'm running here. I'm going to start up Debian. I installed it today. Installed it from a CD. I know a lot of you guys would have downloaded the DVD. I personally don't think it's worth it. Just grab the CD and finish up. If you need to do a desktop, then finish up with the task cell for desktop. But anyway, without further ado, let's get Debian on our way. So as you're going to see, it's got a nice new. Oh, we're not going to do that, are we? No. Bit of a stuff up there, but doesn't matter. We keep it real, as I said. Devices. Let's get rid of that, and let's reboot. These are little things that can happen, guys. You need to know how to fix them up if you, well, you have a little stuff up here and there. Yeah, halfway through a video, you don't need to stop. By the way, that was Grub 2, the new version 1.98 actually, but they call it Grub 2. It's a new one that does auto detection of other operating systems on other partitions and devices. As you can see, it's going through the motions there. You can see the console is quite small. I could have set up VGA mode, say 773, and it would have looked quite nice. So look at that, the console changes to it's a typical Debian thing where they move the console to looking with thin fonts or whatever. But anyway, you'll notice that the boot's quite quick now compared to what it used to be, because they now have parallel loading of processors. Not processors, I should say, daemons at the start, parallel loading of the init scripts. So anyway, let's do we're at that screen, that beautiful screen that we need to be at, and let's log in. See this nice artwork? This is the new artwork. This is actually SVG, by the way, scalable vector graphics. So that means that no matter if you had a football sized screen, good luck to you if you do, it would work. It would be nice and scaled properly. So a lot of people, I think there was a bit of skepticism that this was not a really serious piece of artwork, but I happen to have been using this on and off, this just in virtual machine or whatever, like a VirtualBox, and I've liked it. I think that the theme has come along quite nicely, and here we are. We're into the desktop now. What do we have here? Got the typical archive manager, calculator. I'm sure you've seen that before. Calculator's looking pretty ordinary there. Doesn't have the colours on the buttons there. Character map. I'm pretty sure you've used one of those before. Gedit. I like Gedit. And one of the things I like about Gedit is it's nice and themable. If you go in here, let's go preferences and fonts and colour. Oh, maybe here we go. Cobalt. Love that. Very nice. You open a CPP file, for example. I'm not going to sit there and type a hello world for you, but you open one of those up, and we can actually see, and it looks nice, nice color coded and all that sort of stuff. We're going about gedit 2.30. So actually, the best test would be the panel. About panels, yeah, 2.30.2. So we're using a reasonably modern version of GNOME. What else? Root terminal, I think you've all been there. I prefer just to go into a normal terminal and type su, but that's personal preference. Searching for files, let's have a look. And we might just go file system and grub.cfg. Is it config? There we go. So we can find files doing that. I think you guys know how to do all that. Take screenshot. You can grab, select an area to grab. Very nice. Very simple. Notice that GDK apps tend not to look as nice as KDE ones. That's not a slight towards them. I think that's the bare realities of it. Terminal. I've never understood why the terminal had to come up like this. I prefer the black theme. I always go back in here, change my colors, change that, and go black and white, and then I actually change this one to Linux console. And the reason why is the blue comes up a lot nicer. I'll just leave that like that anyway. Next, what have we got? Time tracker. Never really used that before. Let's have a look at that. Start activities. Seems to be that just to keep yourself efficient. Bit of a time management tool there. Now this one's a bit of a problem for me. Tomboy notes, of course, it relies on mono. It's a dependency. Mono is a dependency of that. Bit disappointing when other alternatives exist. Gnote, for example. But anyway, that's a choice they've made. Solitaire. I mean, you can go through these games. They're not really critical to the whole thing. This is just the desktop system. We've got GIMP here. What version of GIMP are we running? Let's have a look. And as you can see on the virtual machine, it's still working pretty quickly. I'm running this in 512, by the way. 512 mega RAM. I think I'm running 19 meg of video RAM or something like that. But well, let's just say I'm not really aiming for speed of light performance here, but just let's get the GIMP or the Gimpy up, as one of our admired video presenters or screencasters, Sneaky Linux, does. Anyway, let's go in here. We go about, and we can see it's nice reason. Well, I don't know about reasonably modern. And look at this copyright here. I'm a bit scared about that copyright. Anyway, GIMP. It's the stalwart of doing photo editing. What are we doing? Inkscape. I just recently got used to using that. I'm not going to show you much to do with that, but it is a very, very good tool for doing the old. What can it do? It can do a bit of vector graphics and all that sort of thing. So I think it can do a bit of SVG as well. I haven't really played with it. It's taking a little while to load, but yeah, I think it can do a bit of SVG there. Let's see if we save as. Yeah, SVG, that's right. So that's the draw card for that one there. You can create some nice pictures that will never lose their scalability. OpenOffice Draw, we'll go into OpenOffice in a second. Shotwell Photo Manager, pretty bog standard there. You can just go and import from folder and have a bunch of photos there and go through them or whatnot as a slideshow. Pretty obvious. You can do a little bit of editing, it seems, here. So, but pretty basic piece of kit, but it's there. Use it. Simple Scan and Xane. I don't know why you'd include Simple Scan and Xane, but Simple Scan is basically a simplistic version. I don't have a scanner hooked up because it's in a virtual machine. I could do that. Let's get rid of that, and we won't even bother going into Xane. Oh no, we'll go into Xane, but it'll just say I can't find a device and probably shut down. So no big deal there. OpenOffice.org, we're looking at 3.21. It's not using LibreOffice. Surprise, surprise. Well, LibreOffice is not really stabilized yet, I think. Under heavy development, isn't it? Because there was a lot of stuff that was being held back. But yeah, you can see 3.2.1. And it's the regular thing. One thing I've always wondered about OpenOffice when you see it in distros such as Debian, Ubuntu or Mint is why they bother with this really bad theme. The Galaxy thing looks really nice. I'd suggest you try it. You can find it in your repo. So I think this is a Tango theme or something like that. Anyway, if you want to change the theme, just come down here into Options and go View. Change that to small because it looks not always nicer, and Automatic Tango, and go like that. And look what we got. Nice, but it needs to look better. You can get Galaxy. Galaxy looks a lot prettier. A whole bunch of applications in there. I'll let you play with those. They're fairly. You could do many videos on those alone, so there's no point really. I'm not going to give them justice. Audio sound extractor. Look, guys, I just use was it ABCDE, a better CD extractor. Yes, that's a command line tool. But if you want to use the GUI stuff, go ahead. Rosero Disk Burner, very good, but I use Wodem. Cheese, Webcam Booth, don't have anything that would be replaceable via command line, but anyway, anything that would replace it by command line. Movie player, I actually prefer VLC because I don't like being called for plugins all the time. I don't know if it happens on this distro, but every time I look at something, well, not good. Video. Anyway, Rhythmbox music player, can't recommend that highly enough. Amarok's pretty good. I don't know. Amarok looks better, but Rhythmbox, style over substance, I'm not sure. Sound recorder, well, does what it says. Configuration editor, you guys need to get familiar with this actually. It's got a lot of nice little things in here that we can change. You can move, as I learnt recently, or at the beginning of this year, or last year rather, you can move these over here because Ubuntu decided to move them over here, and I like to move them back. So you can do a lot of things like that in there and play around. There's a lot more stuff than just that. What else? How are we going for time there? We're going pretty well. Anyway, disk usage analyzer, as it says, it just does what the name says, doesn't it really? So you can find out how much you're using. I'm not really, I haven't got a big hard drive here. What do we got? Disk utility, manage drives and media. I haven't really used that before. I don't feel a strong need to do it. I tend to go into the command line and do that sort of thing. As you can see, all the VBox stuff there. What is this about? Okay, fair enough. So they're using different versions. See that? 2.30.1. Imagine there's a 2.30.2 out and about, but they're just not using that. As you can see, Debian customizes the distro. It looks like a bog standard GNOME really, but they customize the distro towards stability, so that you might find a whole bunch of different versions or whatever. Not that different, but not like Gentoo. Gentoo has very wildly varying versions of GNOME applications, but that's a topic for another time. We got Nautilus. Yes, lovely Nautilus. Oh, by the way, if you're trying to get into this here and actually type something, just press Control L. Oh, no, it's not going to let me, is it? Because I'm playing in a virtual machine. But anyway, trust me, you can do Control L there. If you want to do split pane, you can do F3. Very nice for copying and pasting, if that's your sort of thing to do. Go away. What else have we got here? Stuff that I think is important. Log file viewer, sure, but damn, you could view log files with gedit if you really want to. Yeah, I'll punch in a password. Unless it wants a different password. Okay, maybe it's a different one. It's probably the root one, rather than it's not doing the whole sudo thing. But yeah, okay. Well, this seems to be nice and organised, doesn't it? So maybe this is better. Maybe I should have a look at that sometime. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with a whole bunch of log files, especially on a vanilla system. But next thing, network tools. Don't really use that because there are other ways of managing our networks, aren't there? Such as nmapplet, which is up here, and we'll have the wireless stuff there if it finds the interface. But you can do a few things. Port scanning, geez, a bit of nmap action perhaps in the background there. Not sure. New login. Login as a new user without logging out. Fair enough. Login in a window. Haven't done that before, but sounds fun. Maybe we should do it. Bear with me. Oh, okay. So I don't have another user, but that seems to do what it says it's going to do. Which is fantastic, actually. Very impressed. Report a bug. You can report a bug if you want. I'll let you do that in your own time. Doubt you'll find too many in Debian, but perhaps. Look at this. This is very impressive. This is getting to very BSD-like situation there. I remember when I was using FreeBSD, I was amazed at the low footprint. And look at that. That's amazing. I said we got 5 what did I say we got? We got 512. I said, but it seems that we do not. It seems that some of it's being used elsewhere. Bit of swap space there. Interesting. It's chosen 700 megabytes. I wonder if it does that for all installs. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm not going to rag on about that. Universal access, not for me, but for some. Definitely some people need that. Right, preferences. I think you guys can all go through here. It's pretty much the same thing since last time. Sound preference perhaps is worthwhile. Look at this nice mixer. You can go through all the things. I prefer this tool over here, which I'm about to show you. But sometimes it doesn't play nicely with pulse audio, but let's do it. And it's there, you see? I prefer this one. And you can change the sound device if you've got another sound device, but I do not, so let's not bother. Seems to be emulating an Intel piece of kit there. Right. Next thing we have, so we've done appearance, well, I've done all that. You can change the appearance if you want. Another way is to right click and change wallpaper and then go to themes. It's the same damn application. I think we're getting a bit long with this video. But anyway, that seems to be taking a while. And it did not work. There's my first bug for the day. Let's try again. We might be able to find out why, actually, while we're here. This is how you find out why, by the way, if you can. Add to panel. Oh, a bit of weirdness. Oh, here we go. So who knows why that was doing that. It seems to be working now. And they've got that nice dark looks theme going on there. And a few bits and pieces for your other themes that you might want to try. That looks pretty cute, doesn't it? You want to look at some backgrounds. Waiting. Shut that one down. Don't need to be using too many resources, do I? And background seems to... oh, here we go. So, some fairly bog standard GNOME backgrounds, and our one is there. Nice. So, next, we don't need to worry about that anymore, but we could do that. Anyway, what I was going to do is show you, is you grab the command for what it is, name appearance properties, and you'd run that in the CLI, and if it puts some standard output out, might be able to debug the problem. But as I said, another story for another time. File management. I think. Look, yeah. Oh, we're in add. Where were we? We're in appearance. But look, guys, you can do the VNC thing there. You can change your passwords and keys. Messaging VoIP accounts. It's starting to look very Web 2.0, doesn't it? With all that web stuff there. Login screen. This one's deprecated actually. That if you find a modern GNOME implementation on a vanilla system somewhere, let me think, namely Arch Linux. I can't remember the login screen tool being there anymore. I think it got deprecated a while ago, but it's there. It's there if you want. Next, network, mucking around, printing. I prefer using cups. You want to access cups? Let's go into here. We might as well go into see what version of the web browser. This is Epiphany. It runs on WebKit, by the way. So if I did an acid3 test, let's see, www.acid3.org, perhaps that will work, not sure. Background on acid3. Darn. That's not doing what I really want, is it? Alright, www.google.com. Acid3 test is a good litmus test to see if your browser conforms to up and coming standards. Okay, so acid3. Don't expect it to perform great in a virtual machine. It's not going to be smooth, but it probably will pass at 100%. There you go, brilliantly, and it did it pretty smoothly considering it's a virtual machine as well. The benefits of using WebKit. And about version 2.30.6, very nice. So it's an alternative to Firefox or Iceweasel if you so choose. Let's see if Iceweasel is installed. Iceweasel is installed, so you can use that. That's pretty much Firefox. Debian's version, branded version of Firefox. Trademark, that is. Anyway. Next, where were we? I think we can go down here. Software Center, that comes from Ubuntu, canonical. Software sources, well, you can change to your local mirror. I think you guys would have done this 1,000 times before. Feel free, it's just opened up that using the password that was stored before. I use IINet because it's my service provider. Should I be telling you that? Not sure. But anyway, the point is that you can go there and have a look at the repo and make your time a bit quicker with the package manager. Synaptic package manager. Of course, you can use Synaptic which is a GUI version. You can, and what have we got here? 28,253 applications, or packages rather. Excellent, isn't it? Considering the stability of it. I doubt there's much rubbish in that at all. Next, now you can use Synaptic, as I said, or you can use Aptitude, and that's a nice ncurses version. Let's get out of there. And what else have we got? We've got apt-get, and you can learn all about that if you go and look at that. Let's have a look. Haha, very nice. Right, next, date and time. I expect you to be able to do that. Update manager, well, it says what it is, isn't it? And that. Now, what is Debian meant to be? It's meant to be stable, rock solid, robust. It doesn't guarantee current packages. It doesn't guarantee any particular functionality. It's mostly GNU, BSD, or otherwise other software which has no license, warranty, or whatever. But regardless, it's a system which is comparable in stability, some say, to Red Hat, CentOS, or any of those types. Anyway, the point being, is this a distro for noobs? Probably not. The installer can be interesting. If you use the GUI installer, it's not too bad. But then, of course, there's the task cell thing. And what if you want to install KDE? It can be a little bit tricky. But what do I reckon? I had this up and running all afternoon. It was rock solid. I didn't see any kernel crashes or kernel loops, as they otherwise call them. I didn't see anything bizarre, and overall I had a good time. I would say this is another rock solid, rock steady edition of Debian. I give it my thumbs up. I recommend you guys go to your local mirror. Don't smash the bloody Debian mirror, will ya? Like I did today. Sorry. Actually, then I tried to do that, and then I decided better and did a torrent. But anyway, the point is, go and find yourself a mirror. Not the Debian one, not the Debian.org one. Actually, go and find yourself a mirror. Don't hassle those guys, and download a copy, have a play, and compare it. Yes, go and compare it to Mint. Go and compare it to Ubuntu. As you can see, it doesn't look nearly as good as Mint. Mint is, shall we say, the Ferrari of Ubuntu. But no, you've got yourself a really rock solid and relatively bug-free operating system there. Caveats are, of course, no proprietary software. You're going to have to go into the restricted part there. How supported that is, don't know. Really, should we be supporting free, rather non-free software, or proprietary software as otherwise known? I'm not sure. But this isn't a debate in politics. This is simply an observation of Debian. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and we will have a look at the K-FreeBSD version of Debian pretty shortly. Heard there's some limitations on desktop. Be interested to see what those limitations are. But as I said, I trust you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to presenting next time. See you, YouTubers. Good night.